We are here at the Jubilee Park. So this is where I first started playing rugby. It was called the Glencoe Golden Eagles. There was a group of 5 or 6 of us would come here every Saturday morning and play, just pass the ball around really. The coach was called Sandy, he was a local guy. And yeah, it's pretty much not changed at all. It feels the exact same. So it's a shinty pitch. I also played shinty here. It's the Pavilion Ballyhoo Shinty Club. But I think, yeah, honestly loved it. I don't think, I didn't really care at the time. I was always the only girl. And was so much smaller than the others, but I don't think that actually mattered to me at all. I always felt like part of the team and gave it my all. So I got Elliot, that's Robbie, my brother, Angus, Stephen, James, this is Sandy, the coach, Martin. I can't remember this boy's name, which is really bad, but he must have been new that day. But yeah, these are the old cotton shirts that I was talking about. They would just get absolutely soaked and weigh a ton. Yeah, I'd say Sandy had a huge impact. He was very, very passionate about the game. Was always encouraging us to watch as much as we could. And I think just there was never much structure or anything to any of the drills or games or whatever, but he just always encouraged offloading and just having fun and attack. And again, I don't think it mattered to him at all that I was this wee girl and so much smaller than the others. I was always encouraged to just get in, and it was never seen as a bad thing or holding me back. And yeah, he pushed us on. He encouraged us to go up to Lochaber as well. And I think he saw a bit of potential in both me and Robbie and the other boys here as well. So yeah, he was a huge influence in my career for sure.
So now we're back at Lochaber Rugby Club. How does it feel to be back out here?
Yeah, it feels weird. It's been quite a long time. Feels like it hasn't changed at all, but also it feels quite small. But no, so good. Just lots of memories flooding back. I think it's actually the first time I've seen my shirt on the wall as well, which is a bit strange seeing that. But no, it feels very good to be back.
Yeah, and I guess looking around, the backdrop here is amazing. This must have been an incredible place to play rugby growing up. Yeah, we were just saying, I don't think I really took it all in as a youngster. I think you just kind of take it for granted having Ben Nevis in the background. But no, it's an amazing backdrop, an amazing place to come and train and play every week. I guess we spoke down at Jubilee Park where you were the only girl. Was it a bit of comfort coming up here and there was 2 more girls playing alongside kind of similar age to yourself? Definitely.
I think as well, I remember the big realisation of, so we were saying at Glencoe, I was the only girl, and also there's quite a few boys who were all older than me, whereas here I was playing with boys my own age. And I remember kind of penny dropping and thinking, I'm actually all right compared to people that I'm the same size as. And then you say as well, a couple of girls, it just made it so much more kind of comforting knowing that they were there and kind of in the same boat as me. I love that you say that I was a good tackler.
Yeah. Well.
Because I remember obviously coming from Glencoe, and Sandy always kind of said on any of my report cards that he used to write for us, he always used to say tackling was the one thing that I wasn't my attack was definitely my strength, and then tackling could do some work. But I think that's why when I came here and I was like, these people aren't that big.
No,
because I was, like I said, I was playing against Robbie and remember James Young, they were all quite a bit bigger than I was.
Yes, that's right.
Whereas coming here, then I was like, maybe I can tackle.
I mean, I hope it was fun for you.
Oh, it was so fun, yeah.
Yeah. That's
I loved it.
That's the whole point of it,
Yeah.
If the kids are not enjoying it, we don't want them to go away exhausted and, thinking, I'm no good. You want them to be up and dying to come back next week,
No, I remember that, because again, I remember being quite nervous coming because I didn't know that many people, and we're obviously the only ones from Glencoe. So me and Robbie coming up, I remember being sat out there in the car being like, I don't want to go, Mum, and she was like, you'll have fun, just go on. And then I think that's why just seeing your friendly face, that you were always very welcoming, and it made a big difference, made me want to come back, and it definitely helped.
Yeah, well, at that time, because there were so few girls, and probably you know, but like mums and that used to come up and drop the kids off on a Saturday, and especially the country kids, probably the likes of your mum, she would take advantage of that hour and maybe go and do something.
Well, that's the reason that she wanted me to come.
Well, that's what we found over the years. That, you know, but so there wasn't a lot of women about at the side of the pitch. It was very male dominated at that time. Whereas nowadays it's not.
Right.
You know, you're finding that there's more mums than, about at the side of the pitch, more girls on the pitch nowadays anyway. But you know, I always used to try and give you some encouraging words when you finished on a Saturday, in the hope that you were having fun, which was the main thing we wanted all the kids to have. Yeah.
And I always remember as well that I was speaking about that trip that we went up to. Was it Wick or was it Thurso that we used to go up for that?
I think it was.
Gibby used to take us up.
Yeah, and you stayed in the church hall.
Yes, yeah. And Davy would cook us a big fry up in the morning. We'd all have a bacon roll before the game.
It's actually quite funny because talking to your generation of players, that has stuck in their mind.
Oh, it was the best.
And this big fry up.
Yes.
So, you know, that was, but that's nice.
Because I think it was, it's obviously a long way up, isn't it? So it was a chippy on the way up.
Oh, it's a long
and
drive.
then a fry up the next morning, and then a good tournament. But I think it was, again, just, it's rare that you got that many teams from like, it was quite a big,
Orkney, you would have been over.
Big spread like across Scotland. It was quite rare for us to get to play against. You're not just playing against Oban or the guys from Glencoe.
Sutherland, Highland.
Yeah.
Well, that year, the first year you went up, you came home with the player of the tournament. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, no, I do remember.
And when I was speaking to Gibby, he was telling me that the guy that was in charge of the youth section, because at that time, S1 2 girls could play with S1 boys. Yeah. And he thought that was it, you wouldn't be back the next year because you were too old.
Right, okay.
And Gibby said to him, sorry, she'll be back.
Why, because I was younger?
Well, it's because you could still qualify to play the next year. And this guy obviously thought, oh, well, we don't need to worry about Helen next year. But they did. And again, the second time you went up, you came home with the player of the tournament again.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, Gibby does. He was very proud.
Did you ever dream of going on playing for Scotland? Was that kind of in the imagination at that time?
I'd say no, but then I remember Rachie coming along. So she played for Scotland at the time. I remember her coming along to a couple of sessions, and she had on a really cool jacket. So I remember thinking, I want one of them. But also, I think just, I guess, seeing her and meeting her and then knowing that she was someone from the local area who had then gone on to achieve and play for Scotland, I saw that as a big inspiration.
What are you looking forward to most about today?
Meeting the players and just having fun.
Do you have a favourite player at all?
Helen Nelson. I don't really know, I just do.
Do you have a favourite player?
Helen Nelson. She used to play at our club.
Perfect. What club are you guys all from today?
Harbour.
Look, first time as flag bearers?
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you have a favourite player?
Helen Nelson, because she used to play at our local club and now she's made it this far, and I really idolise her and the journey that she's made.
I think, when obviously getting a bit older now, and when you hear some of the younger lot coming in and saying, oh, I remember seeing you 10 years ago, you're like, what? But no, it's cool, and that's how the game should be. Like, we speak a lot about inspiring that younger generation, and ultimately they're going to come and take our spots and carry on that cycle. So I think it's so important, and it's a big part of, for us, is care a lot about being a role model and wanting to inspire that next generation.
And like you say, I know that is a key part of you guys as a team, is inspiring the next generation, very much bringing them along the way with you and being the role models that you are. How crucial do you think that is, like that girls here can see that you done it? Do you know what I mean? Like coming from this club.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think we say a lot, if you can see it, you can be it. And I think, like I said, with me seeing Rachie and knowing that she was from this small area and then had gone on to achieve big things, I think it's really important to see that role model and know that you can achieve it. And there's so many, I guess you're at a vulnerable time sometimes when you're like a teenage girl. It's sometimes the flip of a coin if you continue or if you drop out. And I think the more that we can try and push it and show the great things that it then brings on in later life, I think it's really important to keep promoting rugby in that sense and keep pushing people to keep playing and having fun with it.